sighted on 4 p.m. I also sent you an email, so please check that. Have a nice day then. End of message.
What did 4 mean again? Right. Setsuna is coming.
That's the dishwashing done.
Good work.
Yep, I'm exhausted. And now...
But Setsuna came out of the kitchen and went out of her way to sit next to me instead of facing me. Then slowly leaned on my shoulder. She took off her suit and changed into more comfortable clothes. Setsuna was completely in her stay-over mode.
Haruki-kun, good work this week. It must have been hard for you with all those things happening.
No, it wasn't that bad. Well, it was hard. Far too many things happened, and every single one of them were completely unthinkable. Not to mention, I can't talk about any of them to Setsuna.
You don't have to hold it in. Let out everything you've piled up in your heart and your body. I'll accept it all.
Setsuna, saying that, she brings her body closer to mine. Of course, that's not a sign that would go over either of our heads. After that, I embrace Setsuna gently, but hard. Setsuna looks up at me ecstatically and closes her eyes. Before confirming my prediction from 3 seconds ago, Setsuna desires me. Setsuna? I can feel Setsuna's warmth permeating through me. The scent that I've always loved tickles my nose. In this peaceful moment where my heart should be dancing in joy, I find myself unable to feel anything. I find myself unable to feel anything but fear. I wonder if my feelings aren't leaking out. I wonder if they're not reaching Setsuna.
Haruki,
But in the end, nothing changed. After the mistake I made that night, I'm once again making another mistake in the opposite direction. Setsuna, Normally I would pull up her shirt and caress her as I'm kissing her. I'd embrace her as my lips were still attached to hers, and fall down on the bed with her under me. I'd take off her shirt, make her take off mine, then gently yet fervently make love with her. Once we were alone and finished enjoying the afterglow, we'd take a shower. But with the way I am right now, after having turned this action I've carried out with so much affection before into a deeply sinful act.
Haruki-kun,
Setsuna. I embrace her as my lips are still attached to her and fall down on the bed with her under me, because there's no one here to reproach me for this sinful act. And there is no one here who is hurt by it, because Kazusa isn't in the apartment next door. She won't return all night. That's what I told her to do with the voicemail I sent earlier. I left a single number in the text, and by comparing the number with the chart I gave her in advance, she can figure out the meaning of it. 0 is, I'll be home soon. 1 is, I'll be late. 2 is, I can't come home today. And 4 is leave the apartment tonight. The key word that represents the most despicable thing possible. Kazusa isn't in the apartment next to me now, so no matter how much Setsuna moans, no matter how many times she climaxes, there's no problem. There is no problem at all, because she, Kazusa herself, accepted this. That I would spend the weekends with Setsuna like I always have. That I would make love to Setsuna. What are you saying?
You made up, didn't you? In that case, it'd feel strange if you didn't meet, don't you think?
Kazusa.
You always see her on the weekends, right? You're together until Saturday morning, right? And on Friday night, you always let her stay, right?
That's...
In that case, you'll do the same from now on, too. It'll be no different from any other day.
No different?
You'll call Setsuna every day, text her, be together all weekend. And then, once you both get in the mood...
Stop it. Something like that could never be forgiven.
What will never be forgiven is what I'm doing. I'm the one in the wrong. If you don't do this, Setsuna will get suspicious, and she'll be sad. Nothing good will come of it.
That couldn't possibly...
Besides, you two making love is correct. Unlike when you're doing it with me, it's a good thing.
There's no good or bad when it comes to that.
That's what would bring the most happiness to everyone. You already know this, don't you, Haruki?
But right now, I belong only to you.
That can wait for when we're alone with each other. Wanting even only that is incredibly selfish of me.
Kazusa, you...
It might be painful for an upright man like you, but try to bear it for me. I don't want to break you or Setsuna.
You're really...
You can do it, right? Please, Haruki. I'm begging you.
Leave it to me.
Okay.
I've become much better at lying than I used to be, so we'll never get caught.
That sounds very promising.
That's why I entered deep within Setsuna. In order to distract myself from my own sin, I put my faith in Setsuna's strength, spoiling myself with it, relying on it. When I hold Setsuna in my arms like this, I'm only thinking of her. I'm loving only Setsuna. There's nothing difficult about this. Until last year, it was something I did as a given.
Kinahara-san? Hey, Kinahara-san?
Sorry, what is it?
I was saying that you look kind of tired, but I feel like I've got my answer already.
Ah, it's Saturday. I spent the morning aimlessly with Setsuna, who always has trouble getting up on the weekends. We went shopping in the afternoon under the guise of going on a date. And in the evening, when I took her home, I took the opportunity to join the Ogiso household for dinner. The lifestyle we had repeated almost every week last year has finally returned to us.
You haven't been using your chopsticks a whole lot. Perhaps you're unwell? Setsuna, could you bring me that thing?
It's not a thing! It's called a thermometer! No, I appreciate the concern, but it's not that big of a deal.
Could it be that sis didn't let you sleep last night?
Takahiro!
The food I had trouble swallowing up until a moment ago is now completely stuck in my throat.
What am I going to do with you? You're almost 20, yet you talk like you're in middle school.
Could you cut it out? We're in the middle of a meal here.
How do you know that I'm asking something that's inappropriate to bring up during dinner? For all you know, I could have been asking if she was forcing Kinohara to play video games all night.
Even the way you make excuses is like that of a middle schooler. You'll have no one to blame but yourself if your girlfriend dumps you.
Hold on a second. Just because I brought her over 10 times doesn't mean she's my girlfriend.
She's clearly your girlfriend.
It's really nothing like that at all. I was just thinking about something, that's all. Leaving aside what nothing like that is referring to, this family talks about things like that sometimes without any discretion. And it always leaves me baffled. Well, on the other hand, it's precisely because this family is the way it is that I can manage to stay in Setsuna's room overnight all the time.
Thinking about something, huh? About the future?
Future? Hey!
Wait a minute, Takahiro. Be a bit more.
What are you two on about? Even though you've been dying to ask the entire evening.
Ask what? Setsuna and I look at each other in confusion, in an attempt to see if the other understands what's going on. But the effort is in vain, because out of the entire Ogiso family, who had all gone completely silent, Setsuna was the only one who looked the most embarrassed, hanging her head.
Kinohara-san, could it be that you've proposed to sis?
Over the table, Setsuna quietly hides her left hand with her right, in an attempt to conceal the sparkling ring on her ring finger.
My sister won't give me a straight answer when I ask her about it. Dad's also been in a really gloomy mood this week, you know?
Don't go running your mouth! Come to think of it, this is the first time I've been in the Ogiso household since I gave her that ring.
Takahiro! You didn't have to do that. We're in the middle of a meal. Look, you're putting Kinohara-san on the spot.
Huh? Why are you trying to save face all of a sudden? You were the one who just earlier asked Dad and me about the best way to get them talking.
That doesn't mean you should be so blunt about it. And there's no need for us to find out over dinner.
I know that the bond between family members isn't so weak that they wouldn't notice a change on her ring finger when they see each other every day. Though pretending not to know anything until someone points it out isn't exactly good for Setsuna, nor for anyone else.
Hey, stop it! There's no particular meaning behind this ring. There isn't? It looks really expensive though, doesn't it? It looks completely different from the cheap trinket you had before.
Sorry for being cheap.
I got that one from Haruki-kun too. Oh my, is that so? That's, well, you know, right? You know, right, Takahiro?
Basically, if you had only let us know about this in advance, sis, Kinohara-san could have avoided the utter embarrassment.
That's right. Oh, what will I do with you? Always so obstinate when it comes to the most important things. Like I said, you've got it wrong. This doesn't mean that it'll happen immediately.
Setsuna, if you put it that way.
Right, Haruki-kun? We wouldn't, right? Haruki-kun?
If it's not going to happen immediately, then...
In other words, you've talked about your future.
The cat's out of the bag.
What did I tell you, Takahiro? It's precisely as I said. I knew something was up from the very start.
Calm down, Mom. You didn't even ask them yourself, so don't get carried away.
Cut it out, both of you. They just said that nothing was set in stone.
No, they didn't. They didn't say that. They said that they more or less decided.
Dear, I understand that you don't want to accept it, but don't get the wrong idea just because it's convenient for you. Hold on a second. Like I said, could you stop talking about it in front of us?
Even so, amidst this heavy atmosphere and in this place where my once-in-a-lifetime choice could be made, I instead remain quiet and hang my head, unable to grasp the flow of the conversation or stop it entirely. I can only desperately put on a fake smile with my feelings hidden deep inside.
Sorry about today. Things got really weird back there.
No, don't worry about it. I'm sorry too.
Everyone is so eager about everything. Getting all excited like we weren't even there.
Like I said, don't worry about it. There shouldn't be anything wrong with being eager. In fact, it was probably the best way to go about it. After all, they were merely eager. What they actually said wasn't wrong. Or at least, it shouldn't be. That's why I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being quiet. I'm sorry for not saying what I should have.
I'm really sorry. But Mom and Takehiro's hearts were in the right place. As for Dad, I'll talk to him about it later.
Yeah, yet Setsuna makes it look like my unforgivable mistake was her own fault and keeps apologizing. So as to not burden me, to not push any responsibility on me. What she desires, what she wants to do. Sometimes those true feelings of hers leaks out ever so slightly, but she passes them off as a slip of the tongue. Well then.
See you next week, okay?
Yeah, I'll be in touch.
Bye-bye.
Dinner at the Ogiso household was more exciting than usual. Though one family member left the dinner table halfway through. Setsuna's mother started talking about the future of the household. Takahiro claimed the right to Setsuna's room for when she moves out, putting him in direct opposition to the woman who wanted it left as is. Her father didn't seem to want to join in the conversation, but when I was about to leave, he muttered to me about needing to talk to my mother.
You are now connected to voicemail. Please leave your message after the beep.
0. A kind of conversation that is natural in the Ogiso household, but does not exist in the Kirihara household. I was supposed to be taken aback by this family, feel envious, and then I'd eventually join them. I was supposed to become a part of that warm, gentle circle of people.
Welcome back.
Yet now I grab onto another circle. One that only connects the hands of two people. You didn't have to come and get me, you know.
I wanted to be with you, if only for a minute longer. I wanted to be with you, even outside, Haruki.
Kazusa.
Just kidding. Did you actually believe that? I actually haven't been in my apartment since Friday. I was just on my way to the station right now.
On top of barely passing for a joke, it still puts the blame on me either way, because on Friday night, I was the one who forced Kazusa out of her apartment, even though she had no other place to go.
Does your heart hurt?
No, not really.
I suppose that's only natural. You haven't done anything wrong after all.
So I want her to stop speaking with that shaky voice. I want her to stop smiling with tears in her eyes. I want her to finally stop using "I'm cold" to fool someone. I want her to finally stop using "I'm cold" to fool me someday.
All right, let's go home. Are you going to work tomorrow?
It's all right. I have a bit of work left to do, but I can manage it at home.
I see. That means I'll have you all to myself this Sunday.
Kazusa, you... Saying that almost nonchalantly, Kazusa grabs my left hand with her right hand. Her hands are warm, or at least warm compared to the cold winter night. Why did you take off your bandages? You haven't fully healed yet.
The way that's always the first thing you worry about is so much like the inconsiderate class representative I knew, Haruki.
The single band-aid on the back of her hand was useless. The doctor said it was going to take 2 weeks, right? What if you delay the healing time?
How could you even... You've read the report. You know they were exaggerating on purpose, right?
They were?
If they say that, then they'll have an excuse if I mess up the next concert. Perhaps they'll even be able to cancel the additional concert entirely.
Hey!
Disappointed in me? Are you going to ask me what the fans would say?
Is that a joke?
What do you think?
Would you be satisfied with that?
I don't really care.
I get that you're lazy in your private time, but never compromising on your piano is what defines you.
But you know, I've already accomplished what I came to do in Japan.
You already have the additional concert left. There are thousands of people still looking forward to it.
Do you seriously think that the reason I came back to Japan was to play concerts?
What other reason could there be? Stop degrading yourself already and get it together.
Haruki.
I love hearing your piano, and I firmly believe other people will too if you let them hear it once. That's how much I admire you as a pianist. That's why you shouldn't be betraying their expectations.
But you ran away, Haruki. You ran away from my concert that you supposedly loved so much.
Sorry.
Huh?
I didn't know what to do at the time with you so close to me.
Haruki, do you know?
If I didn't distance myself from you, I felt that something unthinkable was going to happen. No, in the end, it happened anyway.
I get it already. I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously.
In a loud voice, Kazusa redirects the flow of conversation when she realizes it's going in an unpleasant direction. She puts even more force onto the hand, which was already almost squeezing mine. She pulls my shoulder to her body, and we feel each other's warmth.
It was all a joke, obviously. I'll play the additional concert with every fiber of my being.
Kazusa,
I'll make use of all the strength I have.
what are you talking about? If you truly do your best, you're bound to get nothing but praise. I know that my voice isn't shaking because of the cold.
Seriously, you're really bad at taking hints.
Because Kazusa's voice is only shaking more and more. You're right. I'm awful at catching jokes. That's why things turned out this way.
Haruki.
Even though our bodies are so close and there's so much warmth, we can feel each other shaking, along with our lies, our stubbornness, and our sadness. I won't let it end as a joke. I won't ever embrace you without putting my heart into it. I've never seen being with you as a joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke at all. It's just a mistake. It's earnest but wrong. That's all.
But that's even more despicable. There's no end to our conversation.
I don't mind being despicable. So please, make this winter a pleasant one.
I'm yours. From now on, I'm yours alone. Our hands are connected. Our hearts are connected. Our bodies are connected. So, why are the words we share in our intimate moment so painful and filled with sorrow?
Up until now, you spent your weekends the right way. You belonged to Setsuna alone. But from now on, you'll be spending your time the wrong way. You'll belong to me alone. Haruki, 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 Haruki.
The fingers of my left hand and her right hand entwine. And before we know it, both our hands are entwined. Just like that, we embrace with all our might, full of emotions.
Haruki.
Kazusa, my apartment is only 5 minutes away. Yet, I can't bear to wait that long. I can't imagine being with her without having her in my arms. Because a month is all we have left.
I'll rid you of it. I'll rid you of Setsuna's scent. I'll cover you in my scent.
Just as the snow melts when spring comes. When her last concert is over, this relationship will end like a fleeting memory.
What are you thinking about?
Nothing.
That can't be true. You can't lie to me.
I'm not lying.
I've always looked at you, you know? I've looked at you longer than you've looked at yourself.
There's only an hour left until dawn. I meant to let Kazusa fall asleep peacefully by offering my arm as a pillow, but it didn't seem to work.
You were thinking about Setsuna, weren't you? You're troubled by the fact that you've betrayed her.
That's not...
And you said you were much better at lying than you used to be. If you ask me, you haven't improved one bit in these 5 years. Because I couldn't follow up my denial with anything convincing. My bluff was called. If you keep it up like that, Setsuna will find out. You won't even last a month.
5 years ago, 2 years ago, and now. I told one obvious lie after the next, yet still managed to deceive her. So, why am I still unable to convincingly lie to people? Why is that the one thing I can never be good at?
I feel stupid for even believing in your facade.
But that means I managed to deceive you. It means that I lied to you. Winning arguments through sophistry has always been my specialty.
That's enough. I'll teach you how to lie properly. Listen carefully now.
Are you saying that you're good at lying?
I am. At least, I'm better than you.
And what do you base that on?
5 years ago, until I told you myself in the end, you never found out.
What kind of lie was that? Who was it trying to deceive, and for how long? And when did the truth come out? If I think about it, I think I'm drawing closer to the answer. But if I do find the answer, I'll be burdened by yet another sin.
Haruki, you don't have to be troubled anymore. Don't think about anything anymore. Your tendency to anguish over every little thing is your weakness.
Kazusa harshly attacks the very thing I was doing.
If you trouble yourself about it, Setsuna will notice. The things you hide from her, your lies, and your betrayal will all be known.
She tells me that guilt in itself is a crime. She tells me that the very act of agonizing over it in itself is despicable.
So don't think about anything. When you're with me, just lust after my body like an animal. When you're with Setsuna, forget about everything and love her.
Are you stupid? That would be the worst thing a person could do.
What's wrong with being the worst?
Kazusa?
That's all it takes for me to be satisfied. You'll be free from your worries, and Setsuna will be happy. I don't see any problems with that.
It's an absurdly forced argument. An attempt to reason that's completely full of flaws. But to me, right now, those words are something I want to cling to.
That's why, Haruki, we need to practice first. When you're alone with me, don't think about anything and keep lying to me.
But you'll know that I'm lying. Are you telling me to tell you lies that you can easily see through?
It's okay. If it's a convenient lie, I'll believe it.
Convenient lie?
If you were to tell me that you love me, that you love me more than anyone else, that your feelings for me haven't changed one bit.
Hey, Kazusa's suggestion was, after all, completely unreasonable and forced.
If that's the kind of lie you tell me, then I'll be so happy that I'll feel like I'm in heaven. That I'll feel like I'm in heaven.
Even though it's a lie?
It being a lie is the reason I'll be happy. Because it's a lie, I'll be able to relax.
What she's saying is already contradicting her words from just a few seconds ago.
Because you'll still be able to love Setsuna. Because there'll still be a you who doesn't love me. It's because the three of us have our own places to return to that I can feel at ease being embraced by you like this. The devil puts all her feelings into her whispers to me and seductively shackles me. So, do your best, Haruki. Tell me a lie.
a lie.
Don't see the things you say to me and the things you do to me as the truth. Your truth has always involved Setsuna and Setsuna alone.
Kazusa is clinging to me. She is pouring all her strength into embracing me.
Once winter ends and my concert is finished and you are separated from me, you'll go back to spending your days with Setsuna. You'll wake up from this dark nightmare and go back to your colorful reality.
It's not just her words. Her body gently binds me. A ceremony to separate our words and bodies from our feelings.
Give it a try. Practice telling a lie.
What I'm about to say next won't come from my mind nor my heart. It will only be the product of neural signals making my mouth move. I'm about to say things without thought, without worry, and without regret. I love you.
Oh,
I love you.
okay.
I really do love you.
I believe you, Haruki.
I love you so much.
This should be good enough.
I adore you.
I can't see through your lies anymore.
I never want to let you go.
I don't want to see through them.
I love you. I love you. Kazusa.
Yes, yes, yes. What a wonderful lie.
Kazusa lays her entire body on me. I don't know whether it was her who pushed herself down against me, or if I pulled her towards me. And it doesn't really matter. I won't let go of you,
Okay?
because it's all a lie. What we'll do from now on will be nothing but conditional reflex. February 6th, Wednesday.
Are you really okay now? Yeah, it doesn't hurt anymore when I play softly. Doesn't that mean you're still not fully healed? Don't worry, I'm playing slowly. This week I'll limit myself to as much as the rehabilitation will allow, and I'll focus on upping the pace next week. I see. That's fine, I guess.
I can't allow myself to make an embarrassment of myself again.
I'll make sure I'm fully prepared for the concert. Your preparations for the last concert were perfect too, you know. Don't worry, I won't fail this time. I guarantee it. I see. It's not like last time. Are you really okay now? You're asking the same question again. Since when did you become such a worrywart? I wasn't talking about the concert, but about your motivation. What do you mean? In the end, you chose neither white nor black, but gray. Not to mention, for a limited time only. Who told you that? No one told me a thing. That's why I'm deducting it all from looking at the reactions of everyone involved. Oh. Both you and Guitar-kun are terrible at lying. You can't fool me, you know. Though I don't have any plans on intervening in my daughter's love affair. You're intervening right now, and you look like you're having an awful lot of fun doing it. In that case, I might as well intervene just a bit further. Are you sure you should be running away from your life like that? Neither accepting loss nor victory? You ran away too when you gave birth to me. Not really. After all, I consider raising a child all by myself a victory. You were really bad at raising your child, though. I'd at least consider it if my actions are ruining someone's life. At least if doing so doesn't ruin my own life. Shut up already. Is being shown pity just once and not settling matters enough for you to go on the rest of your life? Why should I think about such a faraway future? Because you're not like me. I'm unsure whether you'll ever fall in love again or find another man. Even if I don't have a man, and even if I can never make a family, I'll always be there to take care of you when you get old, so don't worry. I'm worried about when you get old though, not me. That's nothing to worry about at all. I'm sure you'll still be alive when I'm dead. What kind of vampire do you take me for? Take care of yourself and live a long life. For my sake too. Kazusa! Please, Mom. I'll do my best. I'll hang on to life no matter what. Yeah, do that. Oh, go around town at midnight and look for a drunk young man. Suck them dry of blood, and while you're at it, make your whole body sparkle. Sometimes I think you don't have enough respect for your mother.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Haruki and Kazusa are keeping their relationship going and in secret. This seems like a bad idea, but horny I guess horny 20-somethings. I feel bad for Setsuna. Setsuna does seem unreasonably forgiving of Haruki, so I'm pretty sure she would go for a throuple. But I don't think Haruki would take that chance.